Now, for tech companies, the build versus buy equation, it's tipped even further in the build direction. Now, historically, of course, because of the open source movement, there's a lot of free software that tech companies have been leveraging, actually is the underpinnings of their own solutions, certainly in the SaaS space. And even outside of that, that became ubiquitous in the last several decades. But there was still a healthy movement toward within tech companies and SaaS companies to use other SaaS, solutions to help run your company. And why not? Like, why get really distracted by building all sorts of other random software that isn't your core? And that's really the big con. That's always been the big reason why you shouldn't do it. You're a tech company focused on, I don't know, vertical SaaS for veterinarians clinics, just to pick a random example. Well, why would you suffer the distraction of building all of this other ancillary software that you don't need to do? Because, you can buy that, from any number of vendors. Well, the pros are still becoming more and more real. Even at software companies, there are custom workflows, and every organization works a little bit differently. So being able to customize to that and optimize for the way a particular business works, that still has a lot of value. The speed aspect, obviously dovetails off of that. When a workflow matches your way of working, you're going to get velocity. It's also worth noting that if you're a tech company, your costs are crashing, because this could just be some quick agents that you spin up on the side to build a system. Now, you still need technical ownership. You still need somebody to look after if you build a bunch of internal systems. The sort of the thing that scared the stock market when everyone's like, oh, we'll just build our own CRM instead of using Salesforce anymore. Well, it's true. You can very easily build your own CRM, and you might even consider doing that. That could be a highly logical choice. It's cheaper for software companies because you have technical talent anyway. And when you get past, or if you kind of do this build versus buy analysis, you see that the cost of doing so at a tech company is much, much lower. It's the incremental cost of taking some bandwidth out of someone's, putting that on someone's plate, so it's taken away a little bit of their incremental ability to work on other things. But as you start to scale, it may start to make more and more sense. 25K, it's a bit of a spitball number because really we're talking about how much incremental time are we asking of someone to own this. But it is entirely possible that you might have a whole suite of internal applications, or rather applications that you used to license as SaaS that you could bring internal and then have somebody manage those. And then, for the marginal application in that list, it could be around $2,000 a month might be the cut line where you say, hey, stuff that costs more than that just isn't worth it. Of course, if you get into like, hey, you're only paying in the hundreds of dollars a month for a service, unless it's pretty simplistic, it's probably not worth building that in-house. But this number is dropping, and as AI continues to improve, we'll only see it drop further.